All right, welcome to, I think, our very first press conference in the fall. I don't think we've ever done a press conference in here, so excited to get going, man. This is it's been a lot the last couple days. Just a lot of really just program installation. We spent 5 days as a staff over the last couple weeks in just reinstalling our program. Everything about it A to Z, and then we've taken the last couple days with our team and really have not talked a lot of football. It's really been more why we do what we do, what drives our program, how we do those things. And now today we get to go work on the what we do, and that's coach football, play football. And so really excited to be able to get back out on the field with these guys. It's fun to be a complete team again. We haven't been a complete team. We've had, whether it was guys injured or all the signing class not here. Now everybody's here. We're ready to get back out there. We do have a few walk-ons that will be joining us when school starts, because the NCAA doesn't let you bring your whole roster in, which I never have understood that. But we're only allowed to have 105 guys. We actually have 108 because we got 3 guys that are injured, so you can keep the injured guys here. But just excited to get started. This is the best time of year, man. This is the best time of year for me. I'm excited to really be able to get in our routine in this building and really have just a day-to-day, structure of being with the guys, coaching football, and start right now focusing on our team and preparing Clemson, and then somewhere down the road we'll turn the page and we'll start preparing for an opponent. And man, I look forward to that. But we got a long way to go. We got a lot of work to do, but I'm really pleased with our team. I can't be more proud of this team and how they've handled themselves, how they've prepared throughout the summer. The weigh-in's kind of a formality. It really is. But it's just something about being able to look a guy in the eye and just see him and know that man, they've put the work in. It's great, and this is a football team that's put the work in. They paid the price. We're a well put together team. Guys look good. I think our conditioning is very good. The guys' weights and where we wanted them to be. The guys have done a great job. Some guys that needed to really gain some weight, some guys that needed to lean up, change their composition a little bit. They've done a good job with that. So we'll get back out there today and we'll start this new journey and see what we can get done. We do have 3 injured guys that won't be going through practice and different type of injuries, but y'all know about Jurgen, obviously, and Garrett is still rehabbing with his knee, and then Tucker, he's not really injured, but he's had some sickness stuff that he's had to deal with. And so his weight is up. He's actually improving, but it's still not where he needs to be. So we don't need him out there losing 5 pounds and things like that. So we're going to try to just keep bringing him back. And so hopefully at some point between now or when school starts, he'll be getting back up there, get his weight back up there where he can physically go do what he needs to do. Mentally, he knows what to do. He's sharp. He knows this offense as good as anybody. But I'm really pleased with him. I mean, he's really, over the last couple weeks, has really made a nice kind of recovery from the things that he's been dealing with. And so those 3 guys will not participate in practice, but certainly are here with the team. As far as that's it. Ready to go.
Get the feeling from listening to you and the guys that we've been able to talk to so far that it's not about last year now, that it's about prove it again, or this team hasn't done anything, prove it. It's
you don't get to stay at the top of the mountain. I mean, last year that was the kind of thing. They made it to the top of the mountain, put the flag up there, but you don't get to stay there. You got to start over, and we're right back at the bottom with everybody else. And so you get what you earn in this deal, and when it's all said and done, we'll look back if we have the right type of commitment and work ethic and daily focus. We'll be pleased with what type of results we get. I really believe that. There's a lot that can go into a season and a record and all that, but I'm just looking for great enthusiasm as we get started. And again, eyes are forward, man. This is a totally new team. As I told them, it's a new team, but we got the same dream. That don't change. Nothing's different there. We know that we all want the same things. We got 5 goals, and we fight hard to go achieve those team goals. If we do a good job with our team goals, then those goals will allow us to compete at the highest level. We just got new guys, and got to get them all in the right spot and make sure we give our team and our players the best chance to be successful as coaches.
Coach, obviously Kelly Bryant's the #1 guy as of now. How do we manage the reps in practice? Will it be pretty similar to the way it was in spring?
Yeah, we'll rep 3 groups. I don't really like to call 1s, 2s, and 3s. I try to avoid that. Sometimes I get into answering a question in the media sometimes, and I'll say that, but we try not to do that. We've always kind of called our guys the attack, the swarm, the pride, and then we go orange, purple, pride on offense. And that's I never got there. All right, give me the 2s. I never say that. I don't really want to think that way because we got a lot of guys that are so-called 2s that are just as good as the 1s. But guess what? I can't run 2 guys out there. When I had Vic Beasley and Shaq Lawson, well, I couldn't run them both out there. So somebody's got to go. So we call them the attack and we call them the swarm. The standard doesn't change. The expectations are the same. And so what I do during fall camp is I mix it up. I don't always say, okay, hey, let me have the attack. Let me have the orange. Some days I'll go, all right, let me have the swarm. Let me have the purple, and they go first. And then I may say, hey, all right, pride up. And the pride will start the period, and they'll go first. So I try to keep them all on their toes. I don't want them conditioned to think, well, I'm a 3 or I'm a 2. No, you're a player. That's what you are. You're a player, and the standard doesn't change just because such and such isn't in there. You've got the expectations the same. You sit in the same meetings. We all expect the same thing. So go play. And so we want to foster that. We've always done that and try to create great depth. And I think when it's all said and done, the dust settles. We're going to have really good depth. But as far as the quarterback, we'll go in and we'll rep 3 groups. And Street does a great job. He'll manage those reps. Putting guys in different situations, different groups along the way, and then we chart everything, grade everything, and communicate everything. And it's just one day, and sometimes guys will have a good day, sometimes they'll have a bad day, but it's the totality of what you do throughout camp. And then at some point we got to make a decision. All right, who's going to run out there first and get the first crack at this thing? And then it becomes about performance on game day. You go have a great camp, win the job, and stink on game day. Well, all right. Doesn't mean you got one bad day and you're forgot about forever, but there has to be some consistency in your performance. And so it's a constant evaluation, and it'll be that way all season. To be honest with you, at every position, not just quarterback.
Dabo, you're obviously excited to get back on the field. Is there one aspect or an aspect of this team that you are particularly excited to see unfold this summer camp?
I know you always want one answer, but it's hard for me because I love our linebackers, for example. I think our linebackers, it's a really good group from top to bottom. We got a bunch of functional dudes that can play. I look at their times and what they ran this summer, what their bodies look like. I know the type of knowledge they got. Our running backs, I'm really excited about our running backs. Travis I hadn't really seen yet on the field, but man, them 3 guys coming back that are eager for a bigger role, I'm excited about them. We all, I think, know what we have in the D-line and the offensive line. From a front line, I mean, we got a bunch of guys with a lot of experience, so I think expectations are pretty high there. But our DBs, I think that's going to be a really good group. And, so just seeing what these guys got done in the offseason and then mixing in some of these young guys and seeing how they blend, how they compete. But it's hard to pick one group because I'm excited to see them all. I really am.
Dabo, you said a few weeks ago you were thinking about sprinkling in some live situations with quarterbacks. You made a call on that.
No, we're just going to just kind of see how it goes. I mean, our practices are, I mean, they're very intense, and it's people are flying around fast. But you know, it really helped us this spring, and I think it helped our quarterbacks, and it helps our defense too, because you know, all of a sudden they're not quite as confident as they need. You know, they thought they were. You know, I had him. Well, no, you didn't. So it brings a little different sense of urgency to them too. But yeah, that's one of those things that's just kind of a gut thing, an instinct thing, as I see camp unfold and where we are. So no firm decision right now on any of that. Right now we're just going to go with our normal quarterback rules, and we hit them now. I mean, it's our rules. If our quarterback is a passer in the pocket, so he's in the pocket, we don't. And you beat your guy, or you don't dive at his legs, you don't reach for him, you just go by him, and I'll blow the whistle if I think it would have been a sack. If our quarterback is any type of a runner outside, then we don't blow the whistle unless you can get to him and hit him with two hands. It's not a, hey, I got you. It's so you got to be in a position to tackle him. And then if he's a runner in the box, then they thud him up. They just try to keep him on his feet, but they hit him, they thud him. So we can have it. So it's not like if we're running a quarterback power, or he makes a legit scramble and steps up, and the lanes open up and he takes off running. We don't blow the whistle if it's one of them. Hey, I got you. You got to thud him up if he's a runner in the box. So our quarterback rules and how we practice, I think we get a good sense. But again, sometimes you know, you have to make a decision, and you may make them live. But you know, right now I don't plan on doing that.
You mentioned the weigh-in was just a formality, but did anybody surprise you when they weighed in? Like Amari is your heaviest receiver, or anything like that?
Amari,
yeah,
yeah. It's, you know, we got a good group, man. I'm so proud of him. You take a guy like T.J. Chase. He came here last year, and he's a long way away from being a player.
Yeah.
I mean, one of those typical kids coming out of high school thinks, you know, you're gonna come in here and run a pretty route, and you got good hands, and you run fast, and you just, here we go. But then you get here and you're like, dang, I'm 163 pounds and I'm not very strong. And now you got a decision to make, because now you're exposed. And you're like, oh, I thought I was a great player. And so now you're exposed and you got a decision to make. And that's a perfect example of, you know, a kid buying in. And now he's like 185 pounds. He's like 20 or 22 pounds heavier. He's strong. Now he's in position to go compete. How about Renfro? 181 pounds. From 155 the day he got here. 181 pounds. So it's just great to see guys develop. So proud of Jabril, because this time last year he was my biggest disappointment. I think weighed in, I don't know what it was. It wasn't very much. You know, he looked like a dang linebacker. Not very committed to where he needed to be, and then he shows up this year. He's 275 pounds, looks great, really happy and proud of Jabril. I've never been so happy to see a guy weigh 337. Dexter, I mean, you know, he was a biscuit away from 350. You know, he kind of, you know, but he was rehabbing some in the summer and wasn't quite able to get some of his cardio done and all that. He had that little screw put in his toe or whatever back in the spring, and or post-spring, and so he was recovering. So got a little heavy, but he's 337, lean, strong. Christian Wilkins was, I think, 298 or 9. I mean, Shadell Bell, so proud of Shadell Bell. Here's a kid that just needed to change his body a little bit to have a chance to compete at tight end. He was like 230, 231. So a lot of guys that have done it. Taylor Hearn was somewhere in the 320s, maybe 321. I think Cervinka was 320, and lean and faster than he's ever been, stronger than he's ever been, all his times, and yet he's 320. So it's just very encouraging. There's a bunch of them at every position. Feaster was like 221 or something like that. You know, so DeAndre Overton, same thing. He kind of like Bambi running around out there last year. Is just elbows and knees. You know, just a lot of work to do on his body. Basketball player running around, getting pushed around all over the place. Man, he's put some work in. I think he was about 205, 206, stronger. So I'm really encouraged by a lot of those guys, the work they put in across the board.
Coach, you told us a couple weeks ago after the golf tournament that Ray had a